Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Pilates Mom. Today I'll be bringing you a mat program utilizing a foam roller and a set of light handheld weights. I'll be using 2 pounds, but feel free to level up a little bit to 3 or 4, or even level down maybe to 1 pound, depending on your own working level. It will be targeting our core and arm strength. So I really hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you after. Okay, everyone, let's get going. So let's grab your foam roller and just place it into the middle of your mat. We're not going to start exactly with our weights, but just have them on either side of the mat so we can easily grab them once we're ready. Okay, so what we're going to do here to get on safely, I like to sit kind of right at the edge, and then we're going to hold at the back of the knees, or you can even walk yourself down as you start articulating your spine all the way down. Now, you do want to make sure your spine is in alignment and that your head is supported. Now, if you're tall, you could always add a yoga block behind just to lengthen the height and then have your head rest on that yoga block. So that's a little option for you. Okay, so what we're going to do to begin is just let your arms rest and your feet be, maybe a little wider apart. The wider, has a little bigger base of support, so it might be more stable. To challenge yourself more, you can narrow that stance up. Okay, but just feel your body kind of sinking into the foam. Let the shoulders relax. Let the body be heavy. Okay, we're going to just start with some pelvic tilts. So we're going to think about flattening our back as our pelvis dumps down, okay, and your tailbone floats up. And now we're going to overarch and dump that tailbone forward towards your feet to overarch your back. Okay, so we're flowing through this spinal flexion, right, where the pelvis is, and you're flattening that back, and then the pelvis dumps forward, and that's extension of our spine. And I'm just doing this, A, to get us warmed up, but B, to help us find neutral. So we're going to those extremes, and then somewhere in the middle is our neutral spine. Okay, your tailbone should be long. Okay, so we're not flattening your spine, or what I say, don't smush that grape. If there's a little grape at your low back, don't smush that grape. Okay, so keep that tailbone long. Okay, we're just going to start with some movement of our arms. Okay, so we're going to do like little snow angels. So let those arms glide all the way up. Okay, that's our inhale. Maybe add extra length. And then exhale, let those arms glide down. Okay, so we're just getting our shoulders moving before we add those weights. Okay, but we're also thinking about our neutral spine, learning how to stabilize on this uneven surface while keeping that neutral spine. Okay, so the low abs are pulling in. That's our inhale as our arms go up. Exhale as those arms glide down. As you're exhaling, the ribs are pulling down as well. Let's take one more. Inhale, big reach. Don't let that neutral spine change. And then exhale, pull those ribs down, pull the belly in as those arms glide down. Okay, so now what we're going to do is grab a hold of our weights. We are going, and I have about 2 pounds here. So I suggest 2 to 3 pounds is probably the best. Okay, so arms are straight up. Okay, now keep that neutral spine, pull the belly in. Take a big inhale as those arms float overhead, and exhale as you press them all the way down. Okay, so we're going through a big motion here. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so this is challenging for the abdominals, right? Because we're on this uneven surface, so it's forcing you to stabilize in ways that you're not used to. We got 2 more. Inhale up. Good. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Make sure we're not smushing that grape. Keep that neutral spine, that tailbone long. Last time. Good. And exhale all the way down. Lift those arms back up to the ceiling. We're going to open wide to a T. So inhale as you open wide. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing that foam roll. And exhale as you pull them back up towards the ceiling. Inhale to open. And exhale to press. We got 3 more. Inhale. Good. Exhale, scoop the low belly. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, press. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale to close. Turn your weights so that your palms are reaching towards your knees. Okay, we're going to do a little chest press. So elbows go wide. Inhale. and exhale, press. So inhale, find that expansion of the shoulder, and exhale, find those pecs, squeeze those shoulders. Okay, now we're moving with intent. Okay, so feel like you're adding extra resistance just by moving with a little bit more intent, right? And push, like you're pushing an extra 10 pounds away from you. Nice, one more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Turn those wrists back so that they're facing one another. We're going to do what we call like a little serratus punch. Serratus is a muscle that wraps around our shoulder blade. So we're reaching our shoulder blades up and off the foam like you're punching the ceiling. And then you're going to glide those shoulder blades so that they wrap around the foam, but the arms stay straight. So we inhale to reach those arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you pin those shoulder blades around the foam. Good. Inhale to reach and exhale. Good. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press down. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Make sure our low belly is still pulling in, staying in that neutral, and exhale. Good. We're going to take some scissors. Okay, so keep those shoulder blades kind of pinned in. Now, one arm reaches overhead as the other one reaches down by your feet, and then exhale, switch. So a little bit harder to control, right? Going 2 different directions. So make sure we're really pulling the low abs in, stabilizing our spine, okay, even though there's some more chaos going on in our arms. Okay, so inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Good. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. One more. Inhale. Good, and exhale. Good. Reach both arms up to the ceiling. We're going to just take a little triceps. Some people call this skull crushers. Don't do that though. But we are going to bend our elbows as the weights go over our head. Make sure they're not going to your face. And exhale, find length. Extend those elbows, straightening them. Good. Inhale to bend. And exhale, press. Good. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. And press. Keep the belly pulling in. Don't smush that grape. And press. Turn those palms so that they're facing your feet again. We're going to take an inhale here. We're going to find our upper ab curl. So inhale as we prepare. Exhale, you're going to reach your head, neck, and shoulders up as those arms reach long. They should be parallel to the floor. Good. Inhale as you control yourself back down. Exhale, upper ab curl. Reach those arms long towards the wall in front of you. Inhale as you lengthen down. And exhale, upper ab curl. We got 1 more. Inhale here. Exhale, upper ab curl. Lower those weights to the floor. Reach those arms long. We have the 100. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Good. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Keep going here. 3, 4, 5. Now keep the belly pulling in. Don't smush that grape. Keep that tailbone long. Keep that upper ab curl so those shoulder blades are way up. Good. Now to challenge yourself a little bit, you can reach those toes, like lifting the heels off the floor, just decreasing that base of support. Inhale and exhale. Last time. Good, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower on down and just fan those arms out for a minute. That was really nice. Inhale and exhale. Good. Bring those arms right back down to your side. Okay, and you can press them down. Just keep the weights there. We might grab them again in a moment. Okay, but what we're going to do now is keeping that neutral spine. We'll make sure you have that little grape there, the low belly pulling up and the ribs pulling down. We're going to inhale as the right knee lifts up and off the floor, and exhale to release down. And again, same leg. Inhale, reach, and exhale. Okay, so we want to move slow. Okay, because we have a lot of control, right? We need to really stabilize. Since we're on this foam roller, it's causing some chaos. Okay, so moving slowly is going to give our body some time to really think about what muscles we're activating to keep us engaged, keep us stable. and find those deep, deep, deep stabilizers. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Good. 1 more. As you lift that knee, don't smush that grape. Keep that tailbone long and exhale. Let's switch to the other side. Inhale, left and exhale, control and lift and lower. Good. So you can actively push those hands down into the mat as well, just to give you a little extra stability. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Now let's challenge ourselves a little bit more. Okay. Now, if you feel like what we're going to do next is too much, then just continue with the marching, single leg march. If you want to challenge yourself, let's lift the right knee up and then lift the left and then lower the right and then lower the left. And again, lift the right. Inhale, exhale, lift the left. And inhale to lower. And exhale, lower. And again, inhale. Good. Pull the low belly in, lift the other leg up. Keep that neutral spine. Lower down. And down. 1 more. Lift. Then lift. Then lower. And lower. Let's lead up with the left leg now. So left leg lifts first. Then the right. Then lower the left. And lower the right. And again, inhale. Good. Pull the low belly in. Ribs pull down. Don't smush that grape. Keep that tailbone long. Good. And down. 2 more. Left lifts. Then the right. Then lower the left. Then lower the right. Last time. Lift. Lift. Good. Lower. And lower. Very nice. Let's all grab one weight. I have mine in my right hand. Okay. And then I want the left leg to lift up. So the right foot and the left arm are our anchor. That's our base of support. And then our core is providing us that stability as well. Okay. So what we're going to do is lengthen arm and leg at the same time. So arm reaches overhead as the leg reaches long. And then exhale, pull everything back in. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so of course you can always ditch the weight if this is too much. Okay, or just do one leg and one arm. Modify. I want you to be able to do this with stability. Okay, so if you're not able to stabilize, then it might be too advanced. Okay, so either just do one leg, like I just said, one arm, and release. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to release. Lower that weight down, that leg down, and switch. Grab the other weight, put it up to the ceiling. I have my left hand in the weight, and then I have my right leg up. Now my right arm and left leg are now my anchor. Okay, so pull that low belly in, keep that neutral spine. Inhale to reach long. And exhale to release. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. Find that length, but also find that stability. Exhale, close. We have 3 more. And exhale. And 2 more. Good. Pull the low belly in right here in particular. Good. And last time. And exhale all the way. Lower that weight down. We are going to safely roll off the foam. Nice job, everyone. Okay, we're just going to do a quick little stretch to finish up here. So bring this foam roller horizontal. Okay, interlace the hands behind the head. That was a lot of ab work, so we're just going to arch over and just feel that length. Maybe come back up for a moment and then arch back over again. Inhale here and exhale. Good. Let the head be heavy. We'll take 1 more flow. You can even inch this forward or back, the foam, depending on how you're feeling, what needs a little bit of adjustment. Okay, so adjust as needed. Find that length. Exhale pulls you back up. Grab a hold of the back of the knees. That can help lift us back up to seated. And that'll do it. So I hope you enjoyed this short but spicy work on the foam roll using our weights just to add a little bit of extra challenge to our abdominals. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.